Yeah. There we go. There we go. We did it, guys. We did it. 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 Scooby doo doo. Scooby doo. Guys, we did it. Check it out. You ready? You ready for this? You ready? Let's just say, for example, somebody throws in a couple bits. I love it. I love it. I love it. Every single time. All right. What happens if somebody follows? Every time. I gotta see how loud that is on the playback. That shit is so ridiculous. All right. I got one more thing I wanna do. There's nothing rich people love more than hanging down south and hanging it with the poor. They pull up in the carriages and gawk at the people who talk. Take Philip Schuyler. The man is loaded, but oh, little does he know. All right, hold up, hold up. I got it. I got it. Interesting. Logic Pro settings. Hello. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know what's going on there, but I got one more thing I want to record. I did not think it would take this long to pull it up. Okay. All right, Microsoft Word, you gotta go. I keep accidentally clicking you. Ain't gonna happen. Not today. Not ever. All right. Yeah, I just want to do this real quick because I was editing this and I was piecing it all together, and I got to the end and I was thinking like, I mean, I could do it without this, and usually you don't record these, but there's some terms that I use that even I was kind of confused by. So I feel like this might actually help anybody who's listening to this. And I mean, what they'll just tell me they don't need it if they don't need it. But I feel like this could actually provide a little bit of assistance for anybody listening to this that might not have a full grasp of what they're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and just record this. And I don't think it'll cause too much issue just to add it into the project. So Here we go. Glossary. Glossary of terms. Glossary of terms. Here's a comprehensive glossary of poker terms and concepts. Here's a comprehensive glossary of poker terms and concepts, many of which we've covered in this book. Understanding these terms. Understanding these terms is essential for mastering the advanced poker strategies and mathematical techniques that will elevate your game. A. Action refers to the various moves and players. Refers to the various moves players make during a hand: betting, calling, raising, folding. Aggression factor, AF. A statistic used to measure a player's level of aggression, calculated by dividing the number of raises by the number of calls. High AF. That's funny. High AF indicates an aggressive player, while low AF indicates a passive one. All in. All in. When a player bets all of their remaining chips in one move. Ante. A small forced bet that all players must contribute to the pot before the hand begins. Before the hand begins. Typically used in tournament play. Equity. The percentage of a pot a player is expected to win based on the current hand strength. Based on the current hand strength and the remaining cards to be dealt. B. Backdoor draw. A draw that requires both the turn and river cards to complete. A draw that requires both the turn and the river cards. Both the turn and river cards to complete a hand, e.g., a backdoor flush. Bluff. Bluff. A bet or raise made with a weak hand to deceive opponents into folding stronger hands. Board. The community cards in games like Texas Hold'em and Omaha that are dealt face up for all players to use. Boat. A full house. Three of a kind plus a pair. Bet. Bet sizing. The amount a player chooses to bet. Proper bet sizing is crucial for both value betting and bluffing. Big blind. A forced bet that is typically double the small blind and is posted by the player sitting to the left of the dealer button in games in games like Texas Hold'em. C. Call. To match the current bet or raise. Or raise in a particular round of betting. Card removal. A concept in combinatorics that refers to the fact that certain cards being out of play reduce the probability of certain cards being held by opponents. Combination. The different ways in which a hand can be made from a different set of cards. For example, the number of cards of possible combinations of a flush with two suited cards. Combinatorics. The study of counting and calculating possible combinations of cards, used heavily in advanced poker math. Check. To pass the action to the next player without betting. This is only allowed if no bet has been made in the current round. Check raise. To check and then raise when an opponent bets after you check. D. Deep stack. When a player has a large amount of chips relative to the blinds, typically leading to more strategic play. Drawing hand. Drawing hand. A hand that isn't yet complete, but has the potential to improve on later streets, such as a straight or a flush draw. Donk bet. A term used to describe a bet made by a player who is out of position and betting into the aggressor from an earlier street. E. 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 Expected value, EV. The average amount of money a player expects to win or lose based on a particular decision in the long run. Positive EV indicates a profitable decision, while negative EV indicates a losing one. Indicates a losing one. Oof, I don't know what's down there. While negative EV indicates a losing one. Exploitative play. A strategy where you adjust your play based on the weaknesses or tendencies of your opponent, as opposed to strictly following a game theory optimal approach, GTO. Equity distribution. The way in which the equity probability of winning is distributed among all players in a hand. Based on the cards that they hold and the community cards. Expected value calculation. A process used to calculate the EV of various actions such as betting, folding, or calling in in a given poker situation. F, F, F. Fold, to discard your hand and forfeit any further involvement in a hand. And forfeit any further involvement in a hand. Flop. The first three community cards dealt face up in a Texas Hold'em and Omaha. Fold equity. The probability that a bet or raise will cause your opponent to fold, allowing you to win the pot without having to show your cards. Full House, a great movie. Now, Full House, a hand consisting of three of a kind and a pair, e.g., 3 aces and 2 kings. And 2 kings. GTO, game theory optimal. A strategy that is designed to be unexploitable by opponents. It involves balancing your play in such a way that you cannot be taken advantage of in the long term. Gunshot, a straight draw where you need a specific card in the middle of your hand to complete the straight, e.g., holding a 4-6 and needing a 5. Holding a 4-6 and needing a 5. Go all in. Betting all of your chips on a single hand. Often in high stakes or critical situation. H. Hand range. The set of possible hands that an opponent could have based on their actions during a hand. HUD, heads up display. Software used by online players to display statistics about opponents' tendencies and actions in real time. Hand history, a record of the actions and decisions made during a particular poker hand. I, implied odds. The odds of winning a hand compared to the size of the bet, taking into account potential future bets that could be won if you complete your drawing hand. Insider bet, a term used to describe a bet that is made based on information that isn't public knowledge, such as a bluff that works against a weak player. ICM, independent chip model, A model used to evaluate the value of tournament chips in relation to the payout structure, often used in tournament poker to help determine optimal, optimal strategies. L. L. Leak. A consistent mistake or flaw in a player's strategy that results in losing money over the long term. Limp. To enter the pot by calling the big blind instead of raising, typically done with weaker hands or in certain situations to control the pot size. Live live card. A card that could potentially improve your hand or help you win the pot if it is dealt. Low low stakes. Poker games with small blinds and lower buy-ins, typically attracting recreational players. M. Mental game. The psychological aspect of poker, including managing tilt, maintaining focus, and controlling emotions. Middle pair. A pair formed with the second highest card on the board. Muck. To discard or fold your cards face down without showing them to other players. O. Open rise. Open raise. A raise made from the first position in the betting round, typically indicating a strong hand. Outs. The cards that will improve your hand. The cards that will improve your hand and help you win the pot. The cards that will help you improve your hand and help you win the pot. For example, if you're on a flush draw, the remaining cards of your suit are your outs. Overcard. Overcard. A card that is higher than any card on the board, potentially giving you a strong hand. Just wanted to say that real quick. I think we'd been going for like 18 minutes straight. Yo, what's up, two viewers? Good to see you. Welcome in. What up? What up? What up, two viewers? Good to see you. Ooh, okay. Let's get it. Let's get it. P. Pot odds. The ratio of the current size of the pot to the cost of a contemplated call, used to determine whether it is profitable to continue with a hand. Position refers to where refers to where a player sits at the table in relation to the dealer button, which influences their strategic decisions. Pocket pair. Let's see, I probably want to. Pocket pair. A pair made from the two whole cards dealt to you. A pair made from the two whole cards dealt to you, e.g., 2 sevens. Power hand. A hand that is likely to win a large pot, such as a straight, set, or flush. R. Range. The possible set of hands on an opponent. No. The possible set of hands an opponent could hold, often based on their pre-flop and post-flop actions. And post-flop actions. Re-raise. Re-raise. 3-bet. A raise made after an initial raise, often indicating a strong hand or a desire to build a larger pot. Reverse implied odds. The potential future losses you may incur if you continue drawing to a hand that may be beaten by your opponent's stronger hand. S. Semi-bluff. A bet or raise made with a hand that has the potential. Let's see. Let's think about this. A bet or raise made with a hand that has the potential to improve on future streets. E.g., a flush or a straight draw. Showdown. Showdown. When the remaining players reveal their hands after the final round of betting to determine the winner. When the remaining players reveal their hands after the final round of betting to determine the winner. Small blind. A forced bet posted by the player sitting to the left of the dealer button. Typically half the size of the big blind. Straddle. A voluntary blind bet made by a player before the cards are dealt. Typically double the size of the big blind, usually seen in cash games. T. Tight. A player who plays relatively few hands. Typically only strong ones. Tilt. A state of emotional frustration that causes a player to make irrational decisions, often leading to significant losses. Often leading to significant losses. It's like from down here on losses. Trapping. A strategy where a player intentionally checks or calls with a strong hand. Trapping. A strategy where a player intentionally checks or calls with a strong hand to induce their opponent to bet. To induce their opponent to bet. The value bet. A bet made. A bet. A bet made with a strong hand that you believe is likely to be called by a worse hand, with the goal of maximizing value from your hand. Villain, a term used to refer to an opponent at the poker table. A term used to refer to an opponent at the poker table. At the poker table. This glossary should help you navigate the terminology and concepts in this book and will serve as a valuable reference as you continue to improve your poker skills and dive deeper into advanced strategies and mathematical calculations. This has been Poker Math for Advanced Players, high-level odds, equity, and game theory for serious players. Copyright 2025. All rights reserved. I was trying something new there. I was speaking off of the cuff. I actually had zero script. How did I do, guys? How did I do? All right. That's about, dang, that's almost longer than some chapters. At 25 minutes, that is pretty lengthy, not gonna lie. Longer than I thought it would be, but I feel like it still would provide value if I added it. So here I am adding it. Thanks for the follow. All right, we're going to turn that down. We're going to turn that down so it's not so. There we go. There we go. I think that's probably good. That's probably good. And that's all we have today. That's all we have today. We didn't really do much, to be honest. We just did this glossary because I was working on the editing of this project, and I felt like it was missing. I felt like it was missing it. Like I was looking at this glossary, thinking, these are some of the terms that I was coming across, and I didn't have like a total um, a brief synopsis of it. Honestly, I should have gone through the glossary myself and done a little bit of digging just to quickly refresh what these words mean prior to me trying to deliver it. In the future, I think that that's probably something that I'm going to do. So, got that on there. We live and we learn. We make this better moment by moment. And speaking of making things better, check this out. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's all we got. That's all we got today. So this obviously is not going to be released today on the 3rd because it is currently the 4th. But you know what? I think that it's a good project. It's coming to a close as of tomorrow. So it will be submitted here soon, and then we're going to shift to another project of mine. So stay tuned for that. Could be the YouTube video that I'm making right now, or it could be the Secret Codes of the Mind. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see on that. But that's all I got for tonight. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I think that we're just behind the ads push off. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next one. Check it out. I just did this ending scene. You ready? Would you guys like to sing it with me? Yo, in before copyright strike. That's Lil Tay in the bottom left and bottom right. That's Lil Tay. Stay tuned for Lil Tay. Yeah, we gotta re-record that. Dubs in the chat if you know this reference. I one time sang this outside of an ex-girlfriend's house. Yeah, I'm that cringe. Bye now, chat. Love you.